Oh, that's not good. Get out, get out. What's that doing in the water bucket? Oh, you bum. Get over there, you bad sausage. Right. Dooby dooby doo. Good afternoon. Anybody there? No. I'll just get on with it then. Bring it up a little bit. There we go. Good afternoon. Anybody about? If no one's about, no problem. I've got loads to do. Hello. It's a bit. I forgot to put a StreamYard on it, so it's got a bit. This is a photograph that I took years ago. Woo! I don't actually like it, so I've got a pencil, rubber, got me pens and stuff. I don't need my compass today, but I've got my pen. So I'm going to draw around this as a guideline. I had a walk today for the first time. I'm on steroids as well at the moment, which isn't very nice, but first time on my own, and it was like really scary, but I did it and I was so happy. So happy. Anyway, so I've got this size, which I would assume it's just over an A5. Yeah. Yeah, about an A5. So I'm not drawing that at all. At all. So what I'm going to do is very lightly draw me a simple line. You don't have to do this. It just gives you a way. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Facebook user. Hi, Facebook user. Hi, Facebook user. So we're going to do a horse today, or a unicorn, or a mythical beast. It could be a hippo, whatever does. And I thought I'll show you how I go about breaking it down. So I've got a square confined to give myself a frame. Oh, right, does it? Right, so I've got myself a frame, and what I'm going to do is work within the frame. So I've only given myself guidelines. These will not stay here. Okay, so I'll give myself like a centre mark. And as we work through it, I will start to work through the shapes. Whenever I'm doing a drawing, one of my drawings, somebody else's drawings, you have to acknowledge them. I don't actually know who this drawing is off. It's off the internet. I can't show it you because I've not asked. So, but it's I'm going to do my version of it if that makes sense because I can't use it and say, but it is by someone else's drawings. It's not my someone else's photograph. It's not my drawing. No, it's not my photograph. It's my drawing. Oh, for God's sake, just shut up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place that there. Now, if I was going to do like a unicorn, I would put it here because I could put a horn on it. So just going to make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Can you see that? You, as you know, never worry about your shape, sizes, whatever, because as we go on, we'll work on it. Okay, so the next one we want to do, which is the neck and the head, we want to get another circle. Okay. Alexa, neck, play back. Right. So we've got this strange looking appendage. So now what we're going to do is draw it like that. That looks so stupid. Don't worry about it because this is just so we can weave in and out. So right now, so we've got this sort of weird shape. Don't worry about it. Really, honestly, don't worry about it. So now what we're going to do is clean up some of these lines so that we can see a sort of shape appearing. And this this is only through not watching, but looking at videos I've already done, because it can be a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to do is just show you that the overlapping bits aren't the bit that matter. The bits that matter are the bits that are inside the shapes that we build up. So here I've just put 2 points on, a semicircle, because I'll have a near there and a near there. And with it being a semicircle, it'll give me the correct, what's the word? Linear thing. Perspective. Right, okay, so let's go with the first bit, which is going to be the head. So I'm going to draw the head, and I'm going to draw the body, keeping my hand firmly down on here and letting it swing. You get a much better, nice flow. You see that? Yeah. Next thing is, we've got another one. Now we're going to do a sweeping move here. The reason we're doing the sweeping move is because we've got to sort of bring the shoulder line up. I'm not doing all of it. So we're going to go to about where this line crosses here. You ready? So we're going to go oh, it looks stupid. I know. Now, that line, hang on, let me get it right. I've not done it in the right place. Excuse me. So it's got to come. Let me get rid of that line there. And I'll show it you again how I've done it. So here, we do the first line, not the second line. My apologies, so sorry. But here, what we're going to do is the second line. The second line is where it scoops down, comes down like that. That's the line. And that's going to be the other side of its neck. Sounds daft, doesn't it? Oh, come on. Okay, so we've got that. Right, I might need a touch on here, but don't worry too much. So we've got that. So here we've got this strain appendage, right? If that's annoying, you don't put that in. So here we've got to do just going to see if it's big enough. Right, so here what we're going to do, they have a big cheek. So I'm just going to put a circle in there, just for reference for me, for the cheek. Nose. Now, I've never drawn a horse before in my life, so I haven't got a blooming clue. But what I do know is these help me to negotiate the face. So this first line in your semicircle is an A, and then you have like the other one. And because I've already put it in a semicircle, so if I show it you like that, or can't on that side. If I show it you like this, so you've got like a shape, and I do a semicircle like that. The top one there and the bottom one's there. You get me? So it's going to be automatically shorter. So that's how I do it. You might want to do it different. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that there. I'm going to draw this like like a square shape, right like that. This might change as I move on, obviously, because it can't stay like that. But then I'm just going to put this in there like a squarish bit, and then I'm going to put in a bit there. And I'm going to draw, you ready? A sausage. Nope, just let me get this right. I think it's more like there. It looks very confusing. I know. So let's get rid of some of these lines so you can see what I'm doing. So we've got the cheek, which is very strong. And we've got this mouth part here, which is the underneath. And we've got the lip. And it sort of comes around the nose. Like that. Nose. It looks so crazy. So here, let me just think now. I'm looking at this now. If I draw a line there, that might be where the eye is. So this is the circle that we've got, which we don't want. So we're cutting this line here. Bring it out a bit. Too much. I'm learning as I'm drawing here. It's brilliant. So I'm learning with you. So bring the line down. Bring it to there. That's better. Right. So the eye goes about here. Okay. Nostrils there. Right, okay. So yeah, I'm going to lift up this a bit because I think that's way too big. I know they're powerful, but that looks a bit too powerful for me. So we've got that shape. So then what we're going to do is I've already allowed for this. So I'm just going to put in some just to see for my sake. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to get the pen on it now, but I'm going to get rid of some of these lines because I don't need them all because they're a little bit. They're a little bit. Do you know what? This is probably. This is so. Yeah, this is so. Oh, that eye looks crap, but look at angry horse. So I'm just. Now, I must admit, this is one of the challenging ones for me. Well, they're all, none of them are dead easy, but this is quite challenging for me, so I'm going to go with Only the front lines I can do at the moment. So there's one line. Two. I think this head needs to be bigger, don't you? Just see. Yeah. Wow. What's in all today? That's better. Right. So it's the same principle. All it is that I'm going to do it a little bit bigger. I wondered why it looked a bit strange, and it was because I'd give it a really small face, and it shouldn't be. So coming to here. That better. Well, this is difficult for me. I'm going to put this one in, so I'll have to stop fartassing about, as my mum would say. So we put the jar in that. This is looking so ropey, guys. We'll get there. If I move this over, I move it over. I'm not too worried about that. So we had the shape. Let's get the shape back in. I'm going to rub all this. Get the plumbing thing done right. Right, we're starting to get it right now. Doesn't look right by all means, but we're getting there. That's better. Starting to look better. So I'm just going to put in some lines now and really fluff this one up. But never mind. It's important that you see how I do it, and then you change it. So we've got that line in. We've got this line. I'm just going to put this one in now, just to. once you've put in the top line, you can sort of start to see the rest of it. So that's it. It looks really dodgy, but I will put some drawings on it, some details. So get the eye on. At the moment, the eyes look really dodgy, but they always do. So when we're doing this now, we put a lump and we do a big line and follow the line round like that. So it doesn't. So it's a. So if we do this, I mean, I really think I need to practice this because this is not my forte at all. So I might make this big and chop it down because at the moment it looks ridiculous. Right, the face isn't right by all means because I've still got to put the nose and that on. And build some patterns up. I'm just drawing some lines in now. Can you see how to make it? And then to distinguish this side, I'm just going to do that so you can see it looks like the flare of the nostril. Right? So just picking up some of these so that we can see what's happening. Okay, so we've got some hair going on. I'm going to rub out all the extra lines and see what we're left with. Now, I have never done a horse in my life, and I will say that I need to do plenty more. But what I'm saying is, you have to challenge yourself, you know. You can't just sit there and think, oh, I can't do it, therefore I can't do it. You've literally got to say, No, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this and I'm going to see how it goes. If I fluff it up, I fluff it up. If I don't, I don't. If I like it, brilliant. And then if you don't like it, ask yourself, why don't you like it? And then that way you know what to improve. So I've got the main coming there, so that'll be there. You can have it coming off there if you wish. I think I might do some. So you'll see me do some patterning in that to make it up. So here we're just going to follow this line round, that line there. There we go. So we need to clarify head. So that's underneath, yeah? Anywhere that's got like that, we can just say, I'm just going to put a line on it. And the reason I'm doing that is so we can see it's the horse, unicorn. So start building these lines. I might change some of them with a bit of white because I think it's overpowering me at the moment. And here, these don't look right at the moment, but when I put that on there, you know. Right, so the first thing is let's put some patterning on. Any lines that's been challenged by another line, what I mean by that is overlapping. What you can do is incorporate it. So make it part of your design. If you've got one that does look a bit dodgy, add another line to it. We're using a circular motion now, just because the pattern fits the subject. And here I put a double line in, but the circular line isn't overpowered. I'm going to put another line in there. You can see she's building up now. Oh, that's terrible, Anne. Oh, that's a rough one. That trying along, not too sure. Right, I'm going to put in another line here. I can't believe how much artwork I've just done recently. Well, I'm tied to the chair more or less now. But yeah, I've got frames on and everything. I can't wait to put up my Etsy shop. It's not often I sell my work, but I sell prints, but not originals. But I've been doing original work. So we see we've got that there. So in between here, I'm going to pick up everywhere we've done that. tidying up as I go along so that the same pattern is seen. There's got some sort of coherence. So here, I might do another one. No, I might not. Let me just take my picture. Yeah, I might do. It's almost like a bridle, or whatever they're called. So I'm making that part of the face so you can still see it. If I look at that now, I think that this needs to have another line there and another line there. Do you get me? It just, that feels like it sits better. There we go. That fits much better for me. It's got a better feel. It's like a sea hippocampus. I think anyway. It's got that feel, hasn't it? So here. I'm just going to put some lines down on the nose. That just match with the face. There we go. Move along. So let's look at another pattern I've got. I don't know what I've done here. I've done that. It's part of the hair. Never mind. So there's another one. There we go. And then here, I might do something a little bit. There we go. Nice. Change as it comes along. Just going to put the here in here. There we go. It's coming along nicely. So I'm just going to build up the jar. There we go, building up the jar there. Just be careful you don't draw it to make it look like teeth. I've had that one done before. You know, when I've drawn stuff and it's like, oh, what have I just done there? It didn't look good. Just add ones where you want. It's fun sometimes to just see simple, like, challenges are great, but that's all they are, simple. So by really pushing yourself, you can think, yeah, okay, right, okay, I can do this. Now let's see what I can't do. Like I said at the beginning, what I can do is this, what I can't do is that. So that makes me understand, right, okay, I need to practice this. So I need to practice perhaps the shape of the faces. It's not too bad actually. But what I think is I need to get the detail right, the sizing right. And I think if I do that, then I'll feel more comfortable doing it. But at the moment, you know, as an attempt for my first one, I'll give it a 5, maybe 6, but no more. Because I'm not happy with that. But that's only because I know what I can do. If I saw someone else do this, I would give them an 8 or a 9 because they might be starting at a different point, if you get me. So it's not about how good yours is in comparison to mine. It's about how good it is for you. It's not about how good it is for me. So I think a lot of people get that wrong when they start comparing themselves to others. It's not about comparing yourself to anybody. If somebody's been doing it years and you haven't, how can you compare yourself to that? That's like saying, okay, I'm going to take up running and then start racing against Linford Christa. It don't make sense. You race against yourself and then others, if you so wish. But get yourself right first, not otherwise you spend your life comparing everything to other people, never being happy. So it's daft, isn't it, really? But if I say I only give this, it's not a cry for, oh, I need people to say it's good. I don't. I don't want that. What I want is if somebody can draw horses, then they can show me and show me how they draw them, and that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? So don't compare yourself to someone else's work, because one, you don't know how long they've been doing it, and two, that might not be your style. You compare yourself to yourself. Is that your best work? No. Why not? Well, do it as your best work next. So that's what I would say, and it sticks with me now. I'm not kidding. It's really important and valuable lesson. Well, why don't mine look like that? Well, ask yourself that. One, you're not that person, and two, what are the circumstances in which you're comparing yourself to? And so, are you being realistic with yourself? Has that person been doing it many years? Have you ever done it before? What's your strength? Let's add your confidence to that. That's what you should be doing. I hope that makes sense. So that will say, well, if you can only do a five, no, whatever. That's not the point, is it? The point is, if I can only do a five, then I need to get progression. That's not about you trying to get a five. You might do an eight or a nine. I see some people doing far better stuff than me when they're showing me what they've done, and I just think, whoa, that's amazing. And I love it. Not very often that I ever say, oh, wow, yeah, that's a comparison to mine. A lot of the time, I think that it's better than mine, some of them, because of the style I love. All I'm going to do now is just put in some pointillism just to give it a little bit of. And if anyone thinks this is not very good, cool. But, let's see what you do, and I can improve watching you then, can't I? Or not. I'm all for constructive criticism, but not just criticism on its own. I don't be do I can't be doing with that. So we look at the horse now, or whatever it is. There we go. Not even the right place, is it? We want a twist on this, so if we go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. There we go. It's got a horn now. So yeah, I'm actually quite liking this now. I'm actually quite liking this now because it was a real challenge for me. I've never ever drawn a horse, um, and I really enjoyed doing it. Very challenging, very challenging. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it was my best work, but it's work in progress, I feel. And it's hard to get a straight line when you're doing it with these things. So I'll try my best. Let's try it now. Sorry about that. Don't know. Right, so the part of the pattern really is quite nice. So I'm just going to do this because it's so. But what I would do for this, if I was going to do it again, I'd window mount it so it's not as obvious, you know. A bit bad. So we've got this. You could use it as a unicorn. Put your little sparks in there if you want. I might even take that away because it's a bit of the. I'll put a bit of a curl in it, so I think this would be really cute. Let me try something. Let me try something. I think, if I'm not wrong, oh, it's not. It's permanent. There we go. I'm just doing a little bit. I'm not happy with this paint. I don't know why it's gone like that. It's never done it before. Mind you, I didn't flood it like that before. Normally, I don't flood my paints the way I did the last few days, and I've been flooding my paint with water. And I think watercolor takes a long, long time to dry properly when you're trying to make pans anyway. And I think I've sort of took it back to its original state. Well, one of its states anyway. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of colour so it doesn't annoy me. So we've got some nice colour going on in here. Different. We've got copper and we've got bronze going on. So all I'm doing is I'm not doing the horse's head, skin. Oh, for God's sake! I'm not doing the horse's mane. I'm just doing the horse's head, and So it identifies as a bit of a mix. Starting to pill a bit, this paper, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful. There we go. I'm just going to put a little tip. There we go, we've got a bit of light and dark on them now. Them. So on this, you put your own colour. Well, you could if you had a paintbrush that you've not just kicked over the side of the room. You know, if I could give you one piece of advice, is don't put your paintbrush on the other side of the room, like I've just done. So if you wanted to add something, you could hang. Sorry, not hang. You could put on a little bit of a. Oh, I know what I didn't do. That's better, isn't it? Must admit, this is one of my challenges. It's because I've been doing all this prepping for my new on the Wednesdays, you know, my Patreons, and I've got to remember sometimes that I've got to go back and draw sometimes. With prep and stuff, and don't want the silver to be predominant. I want it to be more. There we go. So we've got this crazy animal. Crazy animal. How long? Hey, an hour. Not bad, is it? So we've got a crazy animal. Is there anything I need? Yeah, I think it needs a bit of. I think it needs a bit of something. I can't believe I'm doing this. I do not normally ever do. So it's copper. Let's go for green. I don't normally ever do magical fairy stuff. So for me to do this is a bit strange, but hey ho. Now I have a problem with this watercolour. This paper, it's not watercolour. Therefore, I should not have done that. Oh, that's awful. Absolutely awful. Oh, no. I think the one thing I'd do with this, cut it out. I'd cut this out. Therefore, not leave it like this. Actually looks better on in real life than it does on the camera. The camera's not doing any favours for it. fact, it looks atrocious on there, but yeah, I definitely think with this, I would cut it out. If I'm not happy with it when I've finished all this, I would cut it all out. Now put that green colour on. I'm going to see if there's another colour. Sometimes you just have to put down stuff to experience, and this is one of them. So I've got a black. These are the Pentel brushes. I want to see if this helps. Although I think I've had my day with this. Yeah, these are too strong. Yeah, I think. The picture's rubbish, you know. The picture's absolutely rubbish. Right, I'm going to get my watercolours on this now. I've got to. These are the strongest watercolours I've ever used. And I love them. I've got to be really careful because the paper's actually pilling. So pilling means, you know, like when you get bubbles, it's like that. And I'll go through in a minute. What have we got on the other side? Oh, test piece. Oh, that's good. To be honest with you, it looks far better in real life than it does like that because it doesn't look as crazy in real life. Whereas you're seeing it and it looks, oh, shocking. Yeah, it does look shocking to you, but honestly, it doesn't look that bad here. These are the core watercolour paints that I've had for a while now, and I'm in love with them. I couldn't leave it like that. I should have. I could have, would have, should have. I'm going to let it do its own little bleed and things and see when I come back to it, does it look a bit better? Although this might be one that'll never look better. Actually doesn't look that bad on the picture, looking at it. I just don't like it. Simple as that. Just don't like it. I'm going to do a collage background, I think, which will help the colour. That's it, that's much better. Well, it is in real life. There we go. Right, I've had enough of that now because, yeah, she needs a bit of work on her, or he does, or whatever, she, he, they, them. Uh, Paper's rubbish for this, but taught me a lesson, which is a good lesson, that is practice. Actually, this paper looks stunning, but it doesn't on there. It looks atrocious, but it does look, because you're seeing the bare bones of it. Whereas if I bring you right down, even then, it's hard for you to see. You'll see a very bright, intense thing on it, but whereas what I'm seeing is it very much more muted. Right, well, I tell you what, could do better, but I didn't. Yeah. So, valuable lesson. Practice. If there's animals you're going to do, or things you're going to do, keep practice them. And if there's animals that you really want to do, then you do have to practice them, obviously, like that. So let's have a quick look at some of the others. So we had the lion, didn't we? I'd slimmed down these here so they didn't look too much like testicles. Then we had the squirrel with his nuts, which, yeah, I really quite like that one, although I would do differently now. Oh, here's some backgrounds I did for some pieces of work. We did some leaves. Oh, this is all my studies. Well, water. This is one of my back. I love that background. These are some of my studies for watercolour mixing. There's my landscape. There's my horse. Oh, there's Rosa. More colour mixing. Research, research, research. Research, research. Research, research. Research, research. Colour swatches. Colour papers. Researches and new colours. Wow. So, yeah, the answer is, oh, peacock. Do you remember him? It's a him, isn't it? Oh, little. Let me do it this way. This is the other side of it. With my fountain pen. Oh, mushrooms that I did. I did that in my Patreon. Little that. Oh, there's she's gorgeous. She's nice. This is the back of the book. So yeah. So my advice is practice. If you want to do something and you love it, you must practice it. But after saying that, the essence of my thing is always remember that you need only to look at the shapes. Look at the shapes within the thing that you're looking at, the shape, the pattern, the animal, the person, look at the shapes, break down the shapes, and then as you break down the shapes, you begin to see how you can make it like either the picture you want or how you want. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you on Monday. I would try and do Sunday, but I think I'm at football. And then we're getting nearer and nearer to the outline of the new um, classes. So, love you and leave you. Thank you for your time, everybody. I do appreciate everybody. I've put a little link into the comments box, and the reasons for that is I want you to have a play around with it. It's called the Color Wheel Calculator. Okay, so what you do is you get a color, download it. You click on a color that you've got, you pick another color, and then it tells you use the harmony, and it tells you what other colors to use. It's a great little tool. I'll be using it as well as my color cubes as well. So, yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. Wow, that's a while ago. Love you and leave you, and I will see you in a couple of days. So, big love. Bye, everybody. I'm just reading some comments. Sorry.